Q&As is I sort of thank you guys, first of all, for taking an interest in my career and my dreams and aspirations and life. I think everyone is important, and I really do sincerely appreciate you guys for being here and taking time out of your special lives to hear me talk about my crazy, weird, funny life. So thank you, seriously, for being here. And if anyone has any questions, I sort of just very casually, that's how I kind of do my Q&As. I don't have anything prepared. So if anyone has any questions about the Ring 2, the Ring 3, or anything I've been working on, or I can just talk your ear off either way. If anyone has any questions. First of all, I want to show this. I got this today. Signed in the back by Michaela, 6 years old, from Plano, Texas. So I thought that was adorable. Very cute. And very actually real. Okay, so here's the funny thing. See how she put the little hair here? Well, I don't know if any of you guys know, but I moved to Hollywood from St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised. We just won the World Series. Very excited. Anyway, moved to Hollywood after graduating college, and college is good. And with the support of my parents and family, and didn't know a soul. But for some reason, when my parents took me to see Annie when I was like 6 or 7, I said, that's what I want to do. I want to perform for whatever reason. And so moved to Hollywood, didn't know anybody, and was fortunate enough to meet Rick Baker, one of the best makeup artists I think that has ever been and ever will be. And because of my size, 4'10", but my resume says 5 feet, because I always wear the heels. He helped me get a part as an extra in the movie Planet of the Apes with Mark Wahlberg. So I got a ride home and called everyone, guess what? I got a very glamorous role as a monkey. Mom and Dad, oh, okay, little did I know more glamorous roles were to come, playing a dead ugly girl. But, so met Rick Baker, nicest guy in the world, met his wife, really nice woman, his daughters, great, beautiful, sweet, oh, thank you very much, appreciate it. Sweet girls, anyway, really good guy. And then, so after Planet of the Apes, he remembered me, and when it came time to do The Ring, they cast a girl named Devay Chase, who originally got the role in the first movie. Well, she was under 18, and Hollywood has these crazy rules about how they can work you a certain number of hours, and then if you're under 18, they gotta put you in school, and then they gotta pay for all of this. That's what's really important, is how much it's gonna cost them. And so he said, well, Kelly can double her when we're not, when she's in school or whatever. Well, it ended up that I could sit in the makeup chair, and because I was older, that's, it was just a patience thing, because it took 5.5 hours to put the makeup on from beginning to end. And then they'd shoot all day, and then an hour and a half to take it off, and they would do this each time we started shooting. So what ended up happening in the first movie is they ended up using me a lot, and finally, like most of the time, you see her in the makeup. That's actually me in the first movie. So the whole part at the end where she crawled from crawling down the TV to walking forward to the poof, that was all me. And remind me, I get off track very easily, blonde roots, so please remind me to get back to the Jujuboo part, because that's kind of an interesting way they shot that. So anyway, so they remembered me, and it comes time for The Ring 2, and I'm on the set of Princess Diaries 2 doing stunts. I don't know, I guess just random parts. And I get a call from my manager, hello, Kurt. And anyone who wants to be a star, go talk to him. And they say they want you to do the part in The Ring 2 as Samara. I said, great. So that's how I got the part, and worked 2.5 months, the summer of, gosh, I guess it was 04, was it 04 or 05? I can't remember, in the summer, so that was super fun. So that's how I got the part of evil Samara in The Ring 2. So, okay, so this thing. So what they did to shoot this scene in the first movie, it was directed by Gore Verbinski, if you guys remember. And, it's so funny, because I've done independent movies and then big budget movies. And when there is money to spend, they will spend it any way that they can. When there isn't money to spend, they get it done, and somehow it gets done. And I guess this was worth it because it was a great movie and impacted a lot of people. I have 6'4" men coming up to me. You scared me. I wasn't able to sleep for weeks. So, and now they're dressed up, and he made that costume. He told me. That's great. Anyway, so how they shot this was. The movie was this was a ring one. It was already done. They called me back. This was like a month or so after it was already finished. And they wanted this particular shot where Verbinski really wanted to, it was a whole controversy. How much of Samara's face do we show? Because Rick Baker had the idea, why are people afraid of the dark? It's because the unknown, really, is what they were talking about. You're afraid because you don't know what's there. So it was part of what they wanted to keep with Samara was if they show a face, it's not as scary, but if you don't know what it is, what could it be? Maybe it's a bit scarier. So anyway, so they settled on, okay, they're going to just reveal, kind of have this visual aid, this eye. So honestly, they spent about 20 minutes. I was looking like they started off with me walking backwards, and then Gore said, you know what, walking forward. They said, let's have her walk backwards and see how that changes the dynamic of the physicality of the walk, and that's partly what came up with the jaggedy kind of walk, because if you walk forward, you're very coordinated, but if you walk backward, it's kind of more jaggedy. So a lot of creative minds went into the movie, which is I think it's important to give credit where credit is due. So it was a big collaboration. So anyway, so I'm staring at the camera lens like this, and there's a guy on this side fixing this piece of hair exactly how he wants it, parting it just so. No, it's covering too much. We'll put it a little more. That's too much. And anyway, they get it just how they want it, like this. And then so I'm standing up like this. Camera's right here on one of the eyes, and there's a guy down here with a $15,000 wig, and which I did not touch, and fishing line tied to one strand and the other here. And so I'm looking like this, and on action I look down, and then he pulled the hair in front, kind of crossed it, and that's what got this as I walk back, right? And then you turn, and that turns. So when they played it forward, that's what created the when the hair opened, it was actually shot in reverse. They could get it exactly how they wanted it to end. Kind of interesting. I was going to tell you something else. Oh, yes. So what they did, some people ask me, how long does it take? I think I told you 5.5 hours to put it on. So they started off, first of all, we shot in the summer, which I'm a redhead anyway, so I don't tan that easily, but I wasn't allowed to go in the sun at all. And they started off airbrushing me white, head to toe. The only part they didn't airbrush was like my torso. But other than that, they cut my fingernails and under my feet, everything they just did white. And then they paint beige. And there was one guy working on my face, and then a person on my left arm and leg, and a person on my right arm and leg. So there's 3 people going on and working on this whole creation at once. A lot of people ask, did I fall asleep? Towards the end, I think, when we started to do like 3 days in a row, maybe I'd get a little tired at the end, but you're always kind of having to move or stretch your arm to create a weird kind of twist with the prosthetic makeup. So I got a little sleepy, but usually we stay awake and we joke. And those makeup artists had anything from the Fantastic Four. Rick Baker did everything from, Planet of the Apes, Nutty Professor, Michael Jackson's Thriller. You name it, he's done it. So The Grinch. So they had a lot of cool stories. And then like the border of his studio, because that's where we would get ready, had all these famous people, Robin Williams, Michael Jackson, all these imprints of their face, because that's how we started, was I had to cover me from the top of my head to my shoulders with plaster to get a mold of my face so they could sculpt what they wanted the outside to look at. But anyway, so after they spray painted, they took my eye, because they wanted Samara to be asymmetrical, just so it's just a little bit jarring. So they took, I forget which eye it was, but and they took my skin and they folded it down. This is what they did every time we started a shoot. And they glued it like this. Then they took a piece of silk tape and stuck it like this. And then they put prosthetics over it. So it really was like this all day. And then on the days where they knew they'd be doing close-ups, then they really pulled it down. That was fun. It's a paycheck and it's work, so I was happy to do it. Really, truly was. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Please, yeah.
Just got in, so I don't know if this has been repeated, but is there going to be a ring 3?
Yeah, funny how Hollywood works. I'm sure there will be because they make money on The Ring and The Ring too. So I'm sure that there will be. At this point, they're still developing the script, still getting all the details together. And I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I will believe it when it happens and I'm sitting in the theater watching it. I won't even believe it when I'm on the set shooting it, because sometimes that's happened and then crazy things happen. So I hope so. I mean, it's tough work only because it's time consuming and you gotta be focused. A lot of times we'll shoot 18 hours a day, and usually I get to the makeup chair about 4 in the morning and then get home at about 11 o'clock at night and walk past my TV and make sure it didn't have any staticky stuff going on. And I get yelled at by my roommates because I had my heels on and we can hear you on the wood floor. It's all good. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, see ya. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see what else. But I don't know, many guys might not know this, but actually my passion is musical theater. I love to sing and dance. Was born and raised in St. Louis. We didn't have the opportunity or the means to do film or television, so I got my start singing and dancing, and my first professional job was at the Muni Opera, which is the nation's largest outdoor theater. So I was in the chorus of Godspell. Love it more than anything. And then I got to do Six Flags St. Louis, the country show, singing country songs there, which, believe it or not, in Los Angeles, there was one country music station and they took it off the air and replaced it with so that stinks. My girlfriend just emailed me, she's like, there's a song by Sarah Evans called Missing Missouri, which is where I'm from, and so I just downloaded it on iTunes. Love it. I was like crying listening to it. But yeah, so that's my passion. And then I did 3 movies this year. One was a kind of a, what did you call it? I don't know if it was a horror movie or more of a thriller called The Furnace. And we shot that in Nashville, Tennessee. So I got to eat at Jack's Barbecue, go to the Grand Ole Opry, very good. And that we shot at the Tennessee State Penitentiary, which was super spooky. And they had it was a really crazy setting. They shot the exterior of the Green Mile there. And I guess it used to be like an old cotton farm. There was just kind of an eeriness to it. So, and then I did a Christmas movie with Joey Lawrence, David Ogden Stiers was in it, and Patty Duke was in it. And then on day 3 of shooting, she wasn't in it because something happened, and so they replaced her. So that should be, I don't know if it's going to come out this Christmas or maybe the following Christmas. But that was fun. I'm a Christmas nut. Love it. So they had fake snow, which was really fun for me. And then I did an improv comedy called The Homecoming, too. So it's fun. I love to act. I don't know why. I think recently, not to get too artsy-fartsy on you guys, I've been questioning, because in LA you have a lot of time by yourself driving on these crazy freeways. So I'm questioning, why am I out here doing this? Why don't I move back to Missouri, have a family there, have kids, go to their ball games and be a teacher and live that life. Because part of me wants to do that. And I think maybe someday I will, but as of now, I was I think it's because, and here I'm going to get really actory on you, I think it really is true that that art imitates life. And as an actor, we are, in a way, and I am an artist, and hopefully can imitate life, and hopefully show, I think every life is important, and maybe if for some reason, you can either do a movie that either is going to make someone laugh and remind them, gosh, we should enjoy this one life that we have to live. I think that's why I do it. Maybe 5 years from now, I'll change that reason as to why I'm pursuing this crazy career. But I enjoy it, and I love it, and that's where I am now. Where are you guys from? Is everyone from Dallas?
No.
Where's everybody from? Where are you from in the back?
Wisconsin.
Did you drive here?
Yep.
Great. I appreciate you being here. Anyone else from any other state?
Philippines.
Huh?
Philippines.
Philippines? Now? Did you come here?
No, I came here for school.
Oh, okay. Go Longhorns?
No, It's a small
Other one?
university.
Huh?
It's a small university, so
Okay. Good for you. What are you studying?
management,
Oh. Of?
business.
Oh, okay. I just got a small part on a show called What About Brian? Has anyone seen it?
Yeah.
So they were looking for a small woman with lots of pep. And my girlfriend said, if they don't give you this part, Kelly, you need to rethink what you're doing. So I play a real estate agent with lots of pep. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess we're going to be shooting November 6th or 7th, which means maybe 3 weeks after that it'll come out or something like that. So you can watch for me in there. You guys gotta have questions about something? Yeah, thank you.
Is there anybody you'd like to work with in Hollywood, like maybe director-wise or actor-wise?
I would love to work with Boz Lerman. Dream come true. I loved Moulin Rouge. To me, it was like live art with show tunes. So I like that.
It's like Romeo and Juliet also?
I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, I would love to do a movie musical. I liked Chicago a lot. I thought they did a really good job of integrating this, because I saw the stage version first, and they kind of before you knew it, you were in the middle of a song, and then they kind of drifted the way out of it. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I think it would be great to work with. I love Sally Field. She's kind of always been someone I respect her work. I don't know her, but and honestly, I had a huge crush on Joey Lawrence growing up. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I was very excited when I found out that he and I were gonna do a movie together. You had a, sorry, go ahead.
What do you think about him on Dancing with the Stars? Do you watch that?
I do watch it.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good, you know? He needs to stop licking his lips. That was really, do you guys watch Dancing with the Stars? I felt bad for him. They did a whole, if you guys haven't seen it, he's and they did a whole montage of him licking his lips. And I was like, this is why I shouldn't do reality TV. Because we're gonna find all my weird quirks and do a montage of it. And I'll be like, okay, I'm definitely going back to Missouri and hiding. Yeah.
When you were on set.
This is Zach, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
He's taking pictures.
When you were on set for The Ring, you were all dressed up.
Yes.
Did you ever try and just scare the hell out of anybody?
No, it was such an interesting. Am I boring you guys? Okay, you gotta help me out here. I don't have any help, except my crazy mind. It was very interesting. In college, I took an acting class where we had to do masks. And I didn't get the full effect of it. But you guys are used to seeing yourself every day. Granted, we age, we get older and we change, and some of us don't grow up. But we still change, but you don't really notice it. Because, you see yourself every day. But when you put on a mask, you're completely different. Well, this wasn't just a mask. This was a whole new person. Looking in the mirror, my hands looked different. The shape of my face looked different because one thing that interesting they did, they put my hair all up, they wet it down so it was very flat, then they put a wig cap on me. And then because I'm playing a child, children, take this guy for example, kids' heads are proportionally bigger to their bodies than adults. And they wanted to get that too. So then they put a thicker wig cap kind of on my head. So my head looked proportionally like a child. And then so I was in my trailer, and we shot at Universal Studios primarily. And they have mirrors there. And looking at myself, and I just looked different. And I'm like, this is me. And granted, I got to see the transformation for 5.5 hours turning into that. But it was very weird to see yourself and do your kind of mannerisms when you're not acting, because we all have our mannerisms that we do. But it looks completely different. And one of the producers brought their little niece up to me when I was in the full get-up, and can I introduce you to my niece? I said, I don't know, because a lot of times, I don't know if it's, I guess overall I'm sort of a friendly person as me. So people can come up to me with no problem and ask me I get asked for directions all the time. Not the person to ask for directions, just so you know. But anyway, so as Samara, people would look away, they'd look at me differently, and it's weird to go your whole life, you're used to people looking at you a certain way and being normal with you, and then being almost totally not offended, but just like scared of you kind of thing. And this little girl, I mean, it broke my heart. Like, she was 8. I said, "Are you sure she's okay?" She said, "Yes, I've shown her pictures of you. You know, she knows you're just a character, and da-da." And I go, like, "Hi," sure. Crying, and she's like clutching to her aunt. I'm like, "Oh dear God, why did you do that? This girl's gonna like be 30 and like have these like nightmares and like tics because of me." But so that was sad. But no, it was I didn't do that because I don't know. I think that would have been evil. But I did. I would feel like my makeup artists. The toughest thing about getting in the makeup was when they would airbrush the bottoms of my feet. Because it was like, imagine taking like an ice cube, because the airbrush is really cold, and like going like this in the bottoms of your feet and painting veins. Because you see it when the leg comes up, and you see the toes and everything. So, anyway. So a couple times I felt like getting back at them, but how can you get back at them? Because they're the ones that created it. So, but yeah, it was very interesting to walk around and have people just, be truly scared of you. Question? Yes. Thank you.
She kind of got me hooked on the ring. The first one I saw a long time ago, scared me to death. And then the second one, I was really into that one. My friend and I loved the part where you're crawling out of the well, like up after her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like that looks very unnerving.
She's asking about how the ring 2 when I'm crawling up the well after her. This is really interesting. Like I said, it was a whole collaboration, this whole movie, this whole character. And one of the cool things they did, they had about 7 different actual physical well setups. Some of them were like, I'm using your picture, guys. This is Michaela in the back who drew this picture for me. Hi, Michaela. So one of the cool things was they did a well, so this is the well, okay. Da-da-da. So one thing they did was they made like a half a well, and they put a stunt girl in a harness to it. Well, actually, in one of the shots they used me, I was hanging upside down. So I'm hanging upside down here in a harness. Naomi Watts is sitting upright in a harness here, and there's a television frame right here. And the camera was on a big crane, because this is DreamWorks. That's your indie film, and they can afford cranes. In an independent film, they'd like hang someone from a tree. All right, we got it, let's go. They used a skateboard once. I did an independent movie called Pride and Prejudice, and they didn't have a dolly, so they put the camera on a skateboard. I love that. Why not? If you have a skateboard, why pay $1,000 for a dolly? Anyway, so somehow, so I'm upside down. They dropped me. I hooked arms with Naomi, and then we both came up through this television frame. What was your question? Oh yes. So then another one of the well setups. This was my favorite one. So they actually had the well like this, on parallel with the ground, and they had the camera. I walk into set, and I'm like, all right, what's going on? They said, oh, we forgot to tell you, the well rotates. Oh, okay. So it's like this, and they put the camera like this. Now they attached the camera to the end of the well. So this well rotated like this, okay? So, so did the camera. So it did this. Does that make sense? Does the camera see that? So I'm crawling like this, okay? So pretend this is the bottom one. So I'm crawling like this. Well, as it's turning, it's going like this, but I have to stay level with the ground, otherwise I'd fall on my back. So it took forever, and they kind of told me to like take my time crawling up it. So when they played it fast, it looked like I was spiraling up the well. Very creative. Like, that is really cool. I thought, wow, I got it. That's pretty interesting. And then the famous shot of me like reaching like this was at 45, it was a different well, 45-degree angle. The camera was up here. There was a green screen down here that they superimposed water in later in post. And there was a cable connected that they poked a hole in one of my dresses just in case I would slip. And those were real rocks. Sometimes there were fake rocks, but those ones were real rocks. And gosh, I remember I got to the top and I was so exhausted because I was really climbing. Yeah. And they ended up having to put, here's what moleskin is, that like sticky, if women know, because the strapless dresses have some pokes and they used to put like sticky stuff on them, it's like soft. Put moleskins on the bottom of my toes because the rocks tore up my feet and all that. And yeah, very, very creative. But yeah, that's part of it. So that was super fun. Who's got another question? Yeah.
How many times have you seen The Ring and The Ring 2?
Before I started shooting The Ring 2, directed by Hideo Nakata, he directed Ring Gu, which is the Japanese version. And just to familiarize myself with his style, I'd never met him. Well, I met him, but I'd never worked with him before. I watched Ring Gu and saw that. I thought it was great. So I watched that a couple times before we started shooting. And then, no, I haven't watched them. I am terrified of scary movies. Yes. Scariest movie I have seen is April Fool's Day. Has anyone seen that? It's not scary. And House. Has anyone seen House? No, it's like they play like the Monster Mash, but his hand crawls around. Anyway. Scared of scary movies. But when I watch that, I'm seeing that Bart holding my hair and crossing it. I'm seeing what's outside the frame, and I'm seeing, the funny things that are going on outside the frame when I watch that movie. And also, part of the thing about a scary movie is like when someone walks in an empty house, and you're like, oh, why are they in there? You don't know if the killer or the monster is in there. Well, I know if I had never seen that set before, I'm not in there, so I don't have to be scared. The unknown is a very big thing, the unknown. This gnat's going nuts. Get out of here. Who's got another question? Yes.
Who's directing the Ring 3?
I don't know. Actors are always the very last people to find out about a lot of things. So I wish I could tell you all the details, but they sort of assume you know or don't bother to tell you. Or, I was doing a movie in London, this thriller, which I hope gets made, but you know how it goes, called Telling Lies. I shouldn't tell you the plot of it because that would ruin it. But really cool role. Really cool, great script, great role. Lost my train of thought. What were we talking? What did you ask?
Director of Ring 3.
Director, don't know. I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, it was really good. Oh, sorry. London. Oh my God, I remember. Actors not knowing. Long story short, I was in London. I don't like to read a lot. Sorry, kids. Don't. I like to read scripts. And anyway, so I'm doing this movie in London, and there's the Shakespeare Globe Museum, which is where acting was started or whatever. And found out that back in the olden days with Shakespeare's time, actors were the same level as going to how do I say this? A house with ladies. Do you know what I'm saying? And cockfighting. So it was the same level. It's like, hey, do you want to go here? Or do you want to watch, get away, some chickens fight each other, or do you want to go see a play? And when these actors were on stage, it was very common for people to yell at them or ask them questions, but why are you doing that? That's so stupid. Or go up and touch their costume while they're in the middle of their performance, you know what I mean? And here we are, I'm in the middle of doing a play right now in Los Angeles. Someone's cell phone goes off and we're like, can you believe their cell phone went off? I totally lost train of thought, But that's when we started, we gotta remember, no. We were at the bottom of the totem pole here, you know what I mean? So, anyways, it's good to keep in mind, and helps keep my head the size that it is. Out of crazy Hollywood where people don't exactly, it's not 100% honest, like I'm sure most businesses. Yes, my manager's doing this. So any other last questions before I'll be at that table if you guys just want to come chat. But again, I just hope I didn't bore you. Hope you guys learned some interesting movie, because I think movies are fun to make, and it is a big creative process. And just want to thank you guys again so much. You guys aren't related to me, and you still are listening to me, and that is really cool, and I appreciate it very, very much. And wish you guys all the best. Hope you guys follow your dreams, whatever they are. Be find a passion in life and go after it, because you got one life to live. And these are the days of our lives. Thanks, guys.